Alright guys, let me know how I sound. Hopefully my sound's on this time actually, so everything should be way better. So let's start out with the basics. Alright. Alright, 75 people watching. Good. Alright guys, so basics. How do I sound? How does it look? Dry heat, 125 degrees. That is hot as hell. Slim Shady, 125 degrees? No, thank you. You can keep it. Alright, so we're going to start out with the... hold on. Sorry. Ransomware. That is the first thing we are going to discuss. Now, I scheduled a video today, or tonight rather. I scheduled a video so that I have, I guess saved the spot, whatever that means. But we're going to talk about the ransomware and how much worse things are getting. We're also going to talk about the newly passed Juneteenth for federal law. Federal holiday, sorry. So federal holiday was passed today, but it's called Juneteenth. Wolf Mule, thank you for the donation. Right? So, I have my issues with it. I do see the allure with, celebrating, I guess, a day that slaves were freed, but I'm against it for one reason. I'm going to get into that a little later tonight. Or probably in a half an hour, rather. Sorry. So, ransomware. It's out of control, right? We are seeing multiple shutdowns, disruptions. We're seeing hacks, data leaks, whatever you want to call them. Now, I did a video this afternoon rather, and it's about the whole Australian banking, I guess, industry that was shut down temporarily for a couple of hours, and how they were downplaying it by using certain words. So the video is tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, and you'll see what the terms are. I'll discuss the terms now. But some of the words that they were using were words like, shut down briefly, glitch, a hiccup. They're using these words to lessen the severity of how much worse this can get. Or actually is. Now, I didn't see a direct stock market effect because of the Australian banks being temporarily shut down. So that's a good thing. But this lends to the imagination of what if they were to do this to the stock market. Now, the Hong Kong stock market was affected by this as well earlier this morning. And they mentioned that as a blurb. Keep in mind, guys, the Hong Kong stock market is also a pretty major player in the world economics. So it was a brief shutdown on their part. It was a brief shutdown on the Australian part. But imagine if they were to do it for longer, if they were to cripple it for longer, if they were to do this to the, the UK stock market or our stock market. And when I mean stock on a trading floor, sorry. So imagine if they were to do that at a grand scale. Then what, right? Then they could absolutely... I would say they could tank the economy, but I think the tanking of the economy would be short term unless they did something for days. All right, so if they shut down the economy for one day, or one morning rather, if they were able to do that multiple days, they can absolutely affect the economy, and they would absolutely wind up screwing us in the long run. But we'll have to unfortunately wait and see if that ever happens, how bad that would get. But it's something to keep in mind, guys, is that they hacked into the Australian banking system and they were able to shut it down for a short period of time. What if they're able to shut down banks or banking systems for a longer period of time? This is why we preach in the prepper community about, having cash on hand, making sure you have cash, right? So that you don't have to entertain this kind of shit. Seacock, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Putin made the vaccine mandatory in Moscow. I like it, though, how they just had this big meeting, right? Was it the G7? Biden and Putin meets, and now the next day Putin makes it mandatory for the vaccine for every citizen. I'm assuming it's every citizen if he's making it mandatory. And how are you going to make something mandatory for every citizen in America? That's pretty. I mean, every citizen in Russia. Sorry, that's pretty hard to do. Russia is a big ass country, guys, and telling everybody in the country they have to take the vaccine, that's pretty hard to do. I'd love to see how they're going to pull that off. They're definitely going to meet resistance, and I'm 1,000% sure, like Americans, Russians are not always on board with what the government tells them to do. So there is that. So we got to wait and see where that plays out. But I'm definitely going to research that after the live stream, because I'm just curious how they're going to pull this bullshit off. But anyway, guys, still back to the whole cyber attack, and that's what it is, guys. It's a cyber attack, but they're lessening the verbiage, if you will, by calling it a glitch or a hiccup or briefly turned off for a short period, so that people don't get anxious, right, and or suffer from anxiety. So I see the words they're trying to use, and if the government and the media is downplaying this, that means this shit's a little more serious than we think it is. It's always the opposite with the media. They like to raise anxiety or raise the alarm on every little bullshit that's not going to kill us or affect us. Whereas this can affect us should it get out of hand. And it is getting out of hand, by the way. So it's not a once in a blue thing. We're seeing cyber attacks every week now. And some are major and some are not. Now, early this week, they had Southwestern Airlines. They shut down all of they grounded, all of their planes because of this shit, right? Reddit, CNN, and New York Times were also affected by a glitch, right? So I think this is building up to be something, and whoever it is, whoever's responsible, whether it's the U.S. government, like some of you people like to say, or the Russian government, or the Chinese government, somebody is definitely behind this. Now, I like to think that maybe it's just anarchists. I like to think that it's anarchists doing this. And anarchists are always looking for they're not looking for a reason to do something. Sorry, my fault. They're not always looking for a reason to do something. They just like to destroy shit, guys. They just like to fuck shit up. And I think that's what this might be. This might be a group of anarchists doing some shit nefariously just because they can. Now, anarchists don't ever have a reason. Now, I only came to this conclusion about anarchists because everyone's pointing the finger, but no one's actually owning up to it. And though other countries rather, are pointing fingers up, at everyone else, who's left, right? Now, Thomas Beasy says it's not anarchists. Listen, if you could prove to me that it's not, by all means. But I think that there's definitely something else. It could be a group of people. Maybe it's not anarchists, but it's just a group of people fucking it up. And then like Teresa saying, no, it's our governments. Like I said, who knows? And for those of you that don't think anarchists are behind this, anarchists, probably 20 years ago, they were looking to become hackers to destroy the system, to bring down the system. And people always look at anarchists as I don't know, they don't take them seriously. And like I said, I'm just entertaining the idea. I could be completely wrong. It could be our government. It could be the Russian government. Hell, it could be the Chinese government, for all we know. But I'm throwing the anarchists in there just because the things I remembered when I was younger, and that's like 20 years ago, and the shit that they used to say about becoming hackers and screwing the system up. They have these declarations, if you will. You can look them up. So like I said, it's up for debate. But again, I could be completely and utterly wrong. But it's something to think about. Keep in mind, guys, lack of imagination is why we end up in the positions we end up in, because we don't have the imagination to see the impossible coming at us. We'll keep that in mind. government ID behind the things. Whatever. Don't even know what that means. Gosh Goblin, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. And now, Cheeto, thank you for that. Now, this is a political channel, but we're going to jump into prepping for a tad bit. But Cheeto, thank you for bringing that up. This is why we keep preparing. We don't know what the fuck's coming. A lot of preppers, a lot of prepper channels, they like to tell you what's coming, but we don't know what's coming. Don't let anybody fucking fool you guys. We do not know what is headed this way. We just don't. Okay. All right, so the wife is saying Moscow City ordered all workers with public-facing roles to be vaccinated against COVID-19. One of the most forceful steps taken anywhere in the world to compel employees to get the shot. But the order was not given by Putin. Or at least it doesn't say that order Putin. It doesn't say, sorry, Putin ordered it. So, all right, that makes sense. That would make more sense. Just because I thought Putin was a little skeptical of the vaccine to begin with. So, listen, who knows? Who the fuck? Like, again, guys, who the hell knows anymore, right? Again, trying to sit there and say, you know what's coming. We don't know what's coming anymore. And that's just it. We have the science community trying to scare us with new viruses and new ailments coming our way. We have the political community trying to scare us into a race war, if you will, with the whole CRT, critical race theory, and this now Juneteenth stunt that they pulled, because I have my bone to pick with the whole Juneteenth thing. I'll get in that in a little bit. But I find it interesting that somebody mentioned the cyber polygon. And the cyber polygon, guys, like I said before, that's not going to go anywhere. The more I start reading about it, the more I look at it, I'm like, this is not going anywhere. What this is an exercise. Now, granted that Russia and a Russian-based companies behind it, that is a bit of a fucking an antenna going up on that one. And the World Economic Forum has dealt with this company, Bizone, who is running the cyber polygon. That's a bit of a red flag. With all of that, guys, I don't think the cyber polygon is the cyber mastermind takeover of the world. I don't see it. So we have to be careful about what we are alarmed to. Now, it's good to know that this is going to happen. Absolutely right. We should absolutely know these kind of things so that we sort of have a finger on the pulse. But do I think this shit's going to turn into anything good? Bad? Sorry, no, absolutely not. I don't think that the cyber polygon is it. But again, like I said, who the fuck knows these days, right? You can't sit there and go, well, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. I guarantee it. Everything right now and everything that's on the table is a might. Might happen, might happen, might happen. Kryptonian. Says the idiot with the name Kryptonian. That's number one. Two, if you can find proof that they're both working together against us, by all means, show me that. The World Economic Forum, it's its own entity. It's actually a conglomerate of businesses, heads of states, and world leaders. So that's an entire organization of people who are against us. It's not, Russia and the United States working against us. It's everyone. But it's still a red flag when you have the World Economic Forum behind it. But listen, like I said, and again, Kryptonian, you have to come up with proof. You could sit there and scream like a moron at the screen. No, it's not. It's this, that, and the third. You need proof. And yes, guys, you can turn into I'm going to turn a lot of things into assumption because that's all we have left. We need proof right now. We can't sit there and say, this is law, that is law, unless we have proof. A lot of shit's assumption, right? We are assuming that July 9th, the cyber polygon is going to take over the world, right? Or it's going to fuck us over. We are assuming that hackers are going to turn on our power grid and shut it down. We're assuming. That's all assumption. So that's what it is, dickface. I don't know what else you need to, how much more I need to convince you. Not even convince you, just debate with you that everything moving forward, guys, is an assumption. We don't know what the fuck's going to happen in 3 months from now. We don't know if this new virus concern or viral concerns are going to turn into some shit. We don't know anything. ANGRYPREPPER at no, wait. AngryTruth77 at gmail.com. Kryptonian, if that'll fucking simplify for you. So, I already sent you the email. Just listen. Take the cock out of your ears and you'll hear what I said. AngryTruth77 at gmail.com. Or should I say it slower in a more like retarded voice so that you can hear me? Anyway, with that, guys, well, listen, guys, Bruce Cryer, all we're doing is assuming at this fucking point. Because if you could sit there and tell me exactly how the next 6 months, year, 20 years is going to unfold, then, then by all means, man. There is a delay. You're right about that. But try to keep up, retard. So anyway, everything is an assumption, guys. There's no one here is going to sit. Let me walk this back. If anybody can tell you that they know exactly what's going to happen, they are full of shit. You are going to have to assume, and that's why preppers get ready, and that's why we prepare. Because we're assuming some bad shit's going to happen. Now, it's not so much assuming. We know something bad's going to happen. We just don't know what it is. We don't know if it's going to be a bad hurricane this year. We don't know if tornado season is going to kick up and kick everyone's ass. We don't know. But that's why we prepare. Oh, Kryptonian, do me a favor. Go jump off a cliff with a noose around your neck and then light your balls on fire at the same time. No one cares about your crying and your bullshit. You're sitting there trying to turn things into facts when you don't have fucking facts. You're probably one of those QAnon assholes. And if you are, there's a button at the bottom of the screen. I think it says stop. And then you can just find another YouTube channel that you can bother. Or you can continue to bother me, and I can continue to break your balls. You choose, stupid. But, again, you want to sit here and act like you know what's going on. You're the fucking asshole that everybody fucking likes to follow because you're sitting there telling people you know what's going on. You don't have a fucking clue what's going on. And if I was able to sit here and clue you in on some of this shit that I actually know, well, that would be a different story. But I can't. You know why I can't? Because I don't have any concrete proof. I have people showing me shit. I have people emailing me shit. But I don't have any concrete proof. So, Mr. fucking Kryptonian, and listen, Mr. Kryptonian, stop being a fucking child. Use your real fucking name or use a more realistic name. You're not from fucking Krypton, you idiot. So knock it off. Again, sorry about that, guys. Because it's assholes like him who think they know what's going on. They don't have a fucking clue. And then they want to argue about, oh, I know what's going on. I got the real information. Where did you get the real information from? Alex fucking Jones? Another fucking kook? Come on, guys. Everything right now is fucking assumption. Because I can all but guarantee nobody knew that we were going to be facing this many cyber attacks. We didn't know that. I wouldn't in a million years would have thought we were going to get this many cyber attacks. And that cyber attacks were going to become the base of our concern now. All right? Now, yes, could it be fear-mongering tactics by the media? It could be. But the way they're fucking downplaying everything, I don't know anymore. Right? H203, yes, you're right. I should stop giving him clout. But he's an asshole. He's a fucking jerk-off. Sometimes jerk-offs want the attention, so you give him the attention. You spank him on the screen, and then you see where it goes from fucking there. But, again, guys, it's just, this is all we have. We have fucking assumptions. And it's not even assumption. It's heads up, getting ready, making sure that we're ready for whatever's coming. So when it happens, we're not totally surprised. Because like I said in my last live stream with Angry Prepper, whatever happens or whatever might happen, we're going to be surprised, guys. You're going to wake up one morning and I'm like, fuck, the power's out. And you're gonna be either shocked or surprised for a split second to a couple of hours. Now, if it's a couple of hours, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but you should be like, oh shit, the power's out, and then you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out as it goes along. But guys, again, someone brought up the cyber polygon is probably based on viable threats. Yes, roaming prepper, absolutely. That's what the cyber polygon is. It's just a simulation test. That's all it is. But some people seem to think that come July 9th, the fucking power's going to be shut off, and then we're all going to be left in the dark, or they're going to disrupt our supply chain, like the meatpacking industry, JBS, or the Colonial Pipeline again, or nuclear power plant. We don't know. We don't know. With cyber attacks, guys, you don't know. You can't calculate who's going to get hit next, right? It's not a hurricane. Hurricane you can see coming like, okay, it's going to hit, South Carolina, North Carolina's going to move its way up the coast. You can figure that out. Cyber attacks, you cannot figure out. And you can't figure it out because so many people are involved. It's not just the United States government. It could be the Russian government, the Chinese. Someone said Israel earlier. It could be all of them combined, attacking each other. Maybe we're in a cyber war. We don't know about it. Maybe it's an ongoing problem. Who the fuck knows, guys? But nonetheless, it's a fucking issue. And it's an issue we should be paying attention to. I do not think that we should just brush it off and be like, fuck it. It's not going to happen to us. It's happening to us. It's going to hit closer to home. Like I said last week, some agency in New York City, they got hacked. And it was a data leak, if you will. So they stole some data. Who knows what the fuck they stole? And according to the mayor, who I do not believe anything he says, but the mayor said that what was stolen wasn't important. Whatever the fuck that means. But we're definitely seeing a big problem with cyber hackings. So, again, if anybody on here could find me proof who's involved, I will gladly entertain it. But until then, we just don't know. Billy Bird Outdoors. No, you have not been shadow banned. If you are shadow banned, that could be by YouTube, not by me. We don't do that here. TJ Plummer. Somebody made a comment about whatever. And I do like the dick face. Thank you, dick face, for waking me up. I was a bit tired. I was a bit slow. Because I didn't want to do this tonight, but Mr. fucking Dictonian woke me up, and so now he has my fucking undivided attention. But with that, guys, let's move on to, let's touch on critical race theory real quick. I don't, hold on, sorry, roaming prepper question. How do you think FEMA's IC command and how they handle a grid down? Roman Prepper, I'll have to get back to that question. The Incident Command Center, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what you're talking about, the whole grid down thing for us, they don't even touch on power loss actually here in the city, which is interesting. You'd think they tell us how to fucking handle a blackout in the city, and they don't. So I have to get back to you on that question. But let's talk about critical race theory. Kryptonian, I will gladly walk through your fucking block again, please, with the empty fucking threat. I mean, like, really, grow the fuck up. If you want to meet outside, brother, we can. I'll give you a fucking spot and we'll meet there. You fucking choose. But you're not going to sit there and try to fucking play tough guy on here. I'm the fucking tough guy that will fucking meet you wherever the fuck you want to be met. It's simple as that. So, sorry. Yeah, listen, Milo on the ready. How do I say this? The critical race theory is a big fucking issue. And I know people don't want to talk about it, but this is the problem, guys. If you don't talk about fucking critical race theory, it's going to end up in your school. And when it ends up in your school, especially if you're white, they're going to be browbeating your kids and telling your kids X, Y, and Z. Well, you're racist because you're white. Or you have to do better and you have to accept the racial differences we're trying to teach you and all this fucking crazy bullshit. So, guys, with that, man, it's poison to America. Critical race theory is poison to America. Critical race theory is going to cause more racial divide. Because now you're going to sit here and you're going to tell this fucking kid, listen, your ancestors were racist. And even if they came here 20 years ago, they're still racist because they're white and they're privileged. And that is bullshit. All right? And I wholeheartedly think that more people need to speak out against this. More people. Because it's fucking poison, guys. I had to do research on it. Because I heard about it. I heard how bad it was. I heard, what's his name? Tucker Carlson talk about it. I heard him talking about it, and I heard a lot of other conservatives talking about it. I said, you know what, man? Let me look into this shit. So I look into it, and it's just fucking pure insanity. How the fuck did we get here? Now, I get why it started. I understand why it started. But wanting to know what happened to the civil rights movement and why the civil rights movement stalled in their eyes, right? Once the civil rights movement did what it did, it made its move, it sort of just stalled, like in a hurry. And they were looking to find out why it stalled. They were looking to find out why why the civil rights movement didn't move forward, and I would say put blacks in a better spotlight, if that makes sense. With that being said, guys, they turned it into something completely fucking different. And then back in 1981, they started making a push for it. And it became a fucking problem. Well, Lizzie, it's not BLM curriculum because BLM is too stupid to come up with this. And actually, they're not even, I wouldn't even say they're too stupid. They're not crazy enough to come up with that kind of shit. Let's put it like that. So there's a history behind it. And the other thing is that critical race theory also, how do you say this? Hitler had used a form or a variant of critical race theory to turn the German people against the Jews. And then look what happened. Now, you have critical race theory being taught in schools or being pushed in schools. And then you have Biden sitting there saying that white men are national security to America. Never mind the motherfuckers who are burning the cities down all over America. Never mind the guys that are shooting fucking black dudes on a daily basis. The black on black crime. That's a fucking, that's a security threat to America. At least black America. It's a security threat to black America. Sorry. Right? So we should be focused on that. We should be focusing on stopping this shit and stopping the wiping out of black people in their neighborhoods. But instead, we're talking about January 6th. Turning that into a fucking a grand incident. Look what they did to the Capitol. Oh my God, you see? They're a national security threat, those white men. Okay, so one day, turned into a fucking whole year of shit? No. A whole year of shit with fucking African Americans and assholes, because they were fucking, white liberals and fucking Spanish liberals and liberal blacks, rioting with these people, tearing shit down, throwing shit at the cops, but yet somehow white folks became the national security for, not national security, became a security threat for America. A security threat. So, anyway, guys, CRT is bad. And if it comes to your school, guys, you have to fight it. You have to fucking draw a line in the sand and fucking go to your schools and argue that shit right out of your schools. Or you pull your kids from the school. But a lot of parents in that school have to pull their kids so that the schools look at it and go, holy shit, these parents are fucking not playing around. Because the problem is, guys, I think, this is me now talking, I think the problem with liberals and Democrats is they'll sit there and they'll say, well, you know what? They're not going to do anything about it. They're going to bitch, moan, and they're going to leave their kids in school because they can't take them out. But if you pull your kids out, guys, then the school's like, holy shit, these parents are fucking for real. Let's forget about critical race theory. Critical race theory doesn't have fucking any place in any school. It might be a book you want to read when you get to college or on your own, but it's not somewhere you want to put it in school because you're going to start indoctrinating kids by teaching them young that because they were white and because their ancestors were white, that they are the enemy of the state or the country. It's only going to get worse, guys. Right? So, let's spill right into Juneteenth. Now, I would have been okay with Juneteenth being a federal holiday if it wasn't for the pandering fucking political monkeys making this show. And look what I did. Look at me. Look what I did. You know. And so now, all they're saying is like, oh, Kamala Harris and Biden passed a federal law for Juneteenth for African Americans. Really? Kamala Harris? First of all, why would Kamala Harris be signing a federal bill? If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was just the President of the United States that needed his signature on it. Why is he putting Kamala Harris's name on it? Why is she signing this bill when she should be focused on the job that she was given, which was the border fucking thing? All right, so Randy Ramones, Randy. So Juneteenth was the day African Americans were freed from slavery. It was June 19th, 1856 or 65. Can't remember the year. But that was the year slaves were freed. So they're looking to rename it actually Juneteenth to something like Black Independence Day or something. And again, it would have been fine if they didn't do it for a pandering reason. They did it so that it was a notch in their belt. So they looked at and said, oh, God. Fucking, if Kryptonian is back, but she will soon be president, dummies. She won't be president because she can't be president because it means she has to steal another election. Please don't get me started with that. Because Kamala Harris is too fucking stupid to be president of the United States. The bitch isn't doing anything for this country. She's just a fucking face. That's all she is. She was given one task, and that was to go to the fucking border and handle the whole border crisis, and she hasn't done that. And that's only getting worse. So, with that, Mr. Kryptonian, you must be like fucking 15 or some shit. I never heard the idiocy from one fucking person in one night. I mean, we've had some trolls on here, but my man, you are fucking by far taking the cake as the stupidest troll to ever live on this planet. Not even, on this channel, on this planet. Just the stupid shit you're saying. Anyway, man. With that, man, that's what Juneteenth is. So now, here's the problem with Juneteenth. Thank you, Michael Alber. The problem with Juneteenth is that it's in June. June is Pride Month. So who's going to battle it out? Right? Mega Seeker. Roger that. You're right. So, who's going to battle it out, guys? The gays or the fucking blacks? Who's going to win? Because if you're going to turn Juneteenth into a federal holiday, how is that going to play out when all the LGBT community does for the month of June is scream? They scream from the top of their lungs, it's my month, it's my month, it's my month. And then, how are you going to know that Juneteenth is around? Now, Biden said something very interesting. And again, you could tell Biden did this whole Juneteenth just to appease the blacks. Now, you can't make Juneteenth a federal holiday and think that it's a powerful month, that it's going to show people of the present what the past did and all this other crazy shit. It doesn't work that way. The black community has a bigger fucking issue than Juneteenth. They have an issue that needs to be solved. And it needs to be solved by, I don't know, all of us and not just a little bit of us. H203 Trucking. I have checked out Hassan Campbell. I like his channel, by the way. I am feeling his channel. He's spot on. Spot on. Right, so now, how are listen, are the African Americans and the gays going to battle out on the street who gets this month? Or are the fucking gays just going to continue to scream like women and fucking drown out everything else? Right? I don't know. And again, I would have been for Juneteenth if it wasn't a political stunt. That's all it is, guys. It's a political stunt. They don't give a fuck about the black community. They really don't care. Because if they did, if politicians cared, they'd be doing more for the black community. Though, the black community needs to help itself. Frazio, I don't know. I do not know. Valentine, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Right, exactly. The intention for this holiday is not good. I don't think it's good. I think these assholes did it again for a political fucking stunt. That's all. I mean, listen, guys, not for nothing. I could walk in the street right now and ask them and ask any African American what Juneteenth is. I'm gonna say better than 60% do not know what Juneteenth is. And now, yes, someone's gonna argue, well, if we make this a holiday, well, then people can learn about it. True, very true. And Texas actually has been celebrating Juneteenth for a while now. But now the rest of the world woke up to it because of all the bullshit that went down. You know? Harlem real estate stores. Yeah, I think so. I think this is just a deflection. It's just something to be like, here, just give these fucking people something. Give them something. And they'll shut the fuck up. It doesn't help. Creating a federal holiday for freed slaves doesn't help the current fucking problem. But, guys, here we are. Fucking them shoveling shit in our mouths and telling us take it and all this other crazy shit, you know, and telling us, hey, we'll give you Juneteenth if you Negroes fucking take the vaccine, because I know that's where they're going next with it. I listen. The vaccine talk is fucking getting incredibly old here, incredibly old. Look what Foo Fighters did. Foo Fighters is having a concert. I think it's this month or next month. They're having a concert, and the concert is for vaccinated people only. So now you are legitimately starting discrimination. So discrimination, guys, it's not about just race, sex, gender, fat, skinny. It's discrimination. And discrimination, guys, well, that's what they're doing. That's what they're creating. So now what? All right? How do we fight this? Well, we can't. NordCal Prepper, thank you for joining the Angry Truth Club. Appreciate it. Hopefully I got to everybody that donated. Hope so. Oh, Tiger454, man. Thank you for the donation. I missed that. Sorry about that. Thank you for the donation. So, guys, it's getting out of hand with everything going on. And now that we have the cyber attacks, it's something fucking new. And listen, Foo Fighters, guys, they used to be good. I used to listen to that shit when I was younger. But now that they're talking this shit about take the vaccine to come to our concert, your concert ain't that good anymore, fucko. Let it go. Blue Rose, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Right? So, it's... Guys, there's just too much going on. Right? And again, this goes back to my assumptions. There's so much going on. There is no fucking way on God's green earth that you can sit there and figure out what's going to happen next. Yes, do I think there might be a power grid attack coming soon? Yes, I think there is. That's assuming, right? Is the hurricane season going to be as active as they said? Who fucking knows? But we're still going to get ready for it. So we're assuming that it might happen. We're going to get ready for that, right? Are they going to fucking drop the hammer and have another lockdown because of some new bullshit? Possibly. The way they're talking about different viruses being on the rise, right? RSV is one that's on the rise, but that's down south in like the Georgia area. They got the norovirus, which is out west. That's starting to rise up again, right? And then I think they're going to, and I only think this because it was said, we might have an explosive flu season. So now people are going to be getting the flu vaccine because they're going to be beating that drum come, what is it, September, October, flu season. So they're going to be beating that drum for you to take the flu shot. They're also going to want you to take the booster shot for the COVID. So you're going to be taking 2 separate shots now a year because they're going to be forcing a lot of people to take the flu shot because they already got you fucking people to take the vaccine shot. You know, so once they got you guys, you got. Once they're in your head, once they make you believe a certain way, it's over. And you can't talk to anybody about what's going on because everybody feels like, well, you know, COVID's going to kill you and, you know, BLM is right and the riots are a good thing and George Floyd's a hero and, you know, the gay pride is the only pride parade that you should ever celebrate. And bad enough, in October, we got to celebrate a history month now that they're going to start indoctrinating kids with. Because really, guys, how many fucking gay heroes are there out there? Right? If you were doing something like Sally Ride. Sally Ride is a female astronaut. I think she was the first female in space, if I'm not mistaken. And she was when she went into space, she was married to a dude. She divorces her husband, leaves her husband, for a lady. They get married, then they relabel it first lesbian in space. Really? Are we fucking going there? How about just first woman in space? Her sexuality doesn't fucking matter. But the gay community wants to have a gay LGBT history month so that you can learn about that too. Her sexuality had nothing to do with her going in space. And I use her as the example because she's the only one. Not the only one, but then you have, what's his name? Rocket Man, Elton John. His sexuality is not the reason why he wrote his music. He was a good fucking musician. And singer, if you will, right? So he did all of that because he had the love for music, not because he had a love for men, because he had a love for music. Sally Ride wanted to be an astronaut. She fought her fucking way through the whole, man bullshit to get there. Her sexuality had no play in it. But leave it to the gay community to make it about this sexuality. That's fucking weird. That's stupid. You make moves based on who you are. You fight through everything you have to fight through based on who you are. Now, yes, obviously, if you were gay and you lived in an era where it wasn't accepted and you had to fight through that to show people you were, okay, that's different. But still, that doesn't attribute to you doing something. That just attributes you wanting to come out to be who you are. But it has nothing to do with you making the strides you did in life. The strides you made in life are on you, not your sexuality. Right? And again, my bone to pick with the LGBT community was always that they compared it to the civil rights movement. And after they did that shit, the fucking LGBT community was dead to me. Because if you can sit there and compare people being hung, dragged, burned, families burned, separated, dumped in the ocean when they were making their way over here, you want to compare all of that to your measly little fucking, oh, they beat me because I was gay bullshit, there's a problem. And I've heard that comparison more than enough, where it pissed me off. Gash Goblin, man, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Gash Goblin, yeah, on the Angry Prepper channel, I can do that. I actually had a fire video, like a fire prevention video, and like 3 people watched it, right? So, I mean, I can do another one, or I could repost that video, but that video was like 2 years old, and I'm a lot younger in that video, or younger looking in that video, sorry. So I could repost it. That's entirely up to you. Prepper Grandma, yeah. One, right, there is no comparison, but they made the comparison. And I couldn't believe people were sitting there shaking their heads in the audience. Yeah, you're right. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Really? I'm like, listen, guys, the LGBT movement was its own movement. Whatever strides they had to fucking overcome, that was their fight. They shouldn't be comparing their fucking bullshit to the civil rights movement, or the treatment of blacks, or the treatment of Native Americans for that matter. So that's why I have it out for them, if you will. Now, I don't have it out for the whole LGBT community. Like, I can talk to an individual gay person, no problem. But I do have an issue when you start making comparisons like that. Yeah, like my wife said, no one wants to watch the prepper videos anymore. Well, listen. If 5,000 people watch the prepper videos, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But yes, I think more people like the scarier videos. And that's all the shit that's happening now. But, guys, for those of you that like the scary videos, you still got to prepare. So you still got to watch some of these prepping videos. There's always something new to learn in these prepping videos. Doesn't matter who does it, right? If Gray Man Prepping does it, ANGRYPREPPER, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival does it, these are videos that you guys should be watching. But nobody wants to watch them anymore. Everyone wants to watch these Cyber Polygon's going to kick out dick in videos. Like, it is what it is. So it not that that's what we pander to, but we talk about it because it does have to do with prepping. That is true. But a lot of the prep video guys, Canadian Prepper, he put all his fucking money in his videos about prepping. On the last one was a bug out bag video he did. He put all his money into it and no one watched it. And when I mean no one, only a couple thousand people versus the tens of thousands that usually watch his videos. Right? So he was annoyed by it. He was annoyed by it, and rightfully fucking so. Because we're here to teach people to prep, but people want the doom and gloom. You got fucking Mr. Kryptonian here who wants to fucking think that everyone's after us. He's probably like one of those QAnon assholes. And speaking of QAnon assholes, I saw a movie on HBO, maybe it was Cinemax, but it was on the QAnon people, those fucking morons. You know what? And it's funny. Some of the shit they said in the beginning, when you're watching a movie, you're like, oh man, that makes sense. And then, just like that, they fucking went off the deep end. I was like, what the fuck? And so now I'm watching this movie because I'm stuck. I'm caught in there. I'm like, holy shit, look at this. These fucking people believed in this shit. And then it just showed how crazy they were. Because some of this shit that they said just didn't make sense. And I'm like, and then everything, actually, a lot of this shit they said from the beginning. I remember one of my buddies tried to pull me in on this shit. And I was sitting there like, yo, really? No, that makes sense. And then I was like, no, wait, that's stupid. That's not going to happen. That's a fucking lie. And so I started making fun of him for following it. And then he stopped following it too. Because I told him, I said, dude, it's bullshit. All of it's bullshit. None of it makes sense. Nothing's going to happen. Somebody was supposed to, if anybody followed QAnon for a little bit, remember how they said like 100 and something people were going to get arrested because they had all these arrest warrants for all these politicians? And then like the day came and went and nothing happened, and a week went by and nothing happened. And you're like, these fucking guys, they're assholes. They got us, right? So, and someone said QAnon was psych ops. If you watch that movie, I don't know if it was psych ops. I think it was just a fucking asshole getting people to follow him with bullshit. You gotta watch it, guys. It was, I forgot the name of it, but just type in QAnon movie and you'll see it. It's pretty interesting because one of the guys in charge was like this little deformed thing. I don't want to be an asshole, but I'm gonna be an asshole. Wanda, thank you for the donation. It was like this thing, and it was a dude, and he was in a little chair, and he was in like Vietnam or one of those fucking countries with his fucking mail order bride, and he was just sitting there, you know, like he was one of the guys that were in charge of starting QAnon. It was weird. All right. Yes, so Wanda, we have seen that. They have been talking about the enlarged hearts or the inflamed hearts, sorry, from taking the vax. I have noticed that. I'm going to do a video on that and cross my fingers and see what happens. But I'm going to do a video on that, and we're going to talk about the issues with the whole enlarged heart. Well, okay, so Teresa, good point. Good fucking point. Let me get to that point in a minute. But yes, the enlarged heart is a problem, and now the CDC, if I'm not mistaken, they're saying, well, you know what, it was only 400 kids that had an enlarged heart. So they're downplaying it. David Darko, thank you for that. Q Into the Storm. Very interesting movie, guys. Wolfmeal, thank you for the donation. Wanda, thank you for that comment. And Teresa, yes, now thinking about it, that you said it could be psych ops to make the right look crazy. Because that's what they fucking did. They made a lot of fucking right-wing dudes look crazy. And what happens is, guys, when you make the right look crazy, now everybody attaches that small group of nut jobs to the entire fucking right-wing party. And that's what happened. So now, the QAnon people made the right conservatives and Republicans look like nuts because people saw this QAnon movement and go, see, look, that's what happens when you're a Republican. You're crazy like these people, right? Raphael Sowles, listen, some of the shit they said was far off, way too far off. Like the Trump is in the basement and he's going to wait till what's his name gets inaugurated, and he's going to jump out on stage with the military, and they're going to take fucking Kamala Harris and Biden in and arrest them and all this other bullshit on fucking inauguration day. Come on. I mean, like, how the fuck do you think that's possible? That's some fucking John Wick shit or Die Hard shit. That's not real. I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't entertain their ideologies anymore because it's stupid. But Black Flag Nation, man, thank you for the donation. Yes, America first. Yes, the child trafficking is real. Absolutely. And maybe that was the one thing they got right. Maybe. The child trafficking. But that's it, guys. That was it. And we all know child trafficking is real. You know the crazy shit about everything that's going on? And this is a conspiracy theory. What if all of this shit that's happening at the same time is to get us away from the child trafficking? Because listen, guys, the child trafficking industry has a lot of heavy hitters involved. There are people who are involved in the child trafficking that if it comes to light, if it ever came to light, America would tear itself in two. Would absolutely. I think it would be detrimental to America if they found out who the players were. Why Epstein is dead? Maybe Epstein isn't dead. Maybe he's fucking somewhere else. Right? We never fucking saw his body. We saw something, but we didn't see his body. So again, those are conspiracy theories that I play with. Kryptonian, you didn't get me mad. You just woke me up. Listen, getting me mad, it does take a lot. But when I do my rants, it's just that. It's a rant. But I'm not mad. To get mad at an idiot, that's double idiocy, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, you can't get mad at a moron. But you can definitely fucking tell a moron to kiss a dick. Right? But, guys, back to the QAnon shit. It's there's something about that maybe they were distracting us. Maybe all of this is the distraction. Right? Maybe we should be focused on saving the kids. Thank you, all Moon Sprouts. Right? Maybe we should be focused on saving the kids. Why every time they bring up the fucking kid situation, some shit happens? Right? Is it me, or every time they start digging a little bit, something big happens with the kids? Yes, Prince Andrew is quiet. Prince Andrew is very fucking under the radar right now. Like I said, guys, if this shit... what's his name? The Lost Boys, Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman, that's the one that's still alive. Corey Haim is dead. Right? But when he was talking about that whole thing that was happening in Hollywood, and then that DA in LA was saying that he was going to fucking start a lawsuit, this guy was on national TV saying how he was going to start a lawsuit. Gash Goblin, thank you for the donation. And with that, guys, not even 2 days later, they killed the fucking, the lawsuit. Or the charges that they were going to bring on people. Interesting, guys. This rabbit hole gets really fucking deep and really ugly. I can see why QAnon maybe wanted to start it, but you need proof. And let's take this to the next level. The whole child trafficking thing, there's only one solution to that. One solution. That is not putting these guys in jail. That is not fucking, putting an ankle bracelet on them and tracking them. The only solution to these people that are in charge, and the higher and the heavy hitters, is death. That's it. There is no fucking, let's take them to court and see where this goes. Put a bullet in their head. Because they are part of the disease. They're part of the disease that needs to be eradicated. And to eradicate these guys, there's only one way to eradicate them, guys. If they are trafficking kids around and women around, and in some cases men, this is how you do it. You take the fucking heads out. You take the fucking higher-ups out. We know who the fuck... Well, we think we know who the higher-ups is. But we need proof that they're in charge, that they're responsible for this. Again, the person who's going to lead us there is dead. Epstein, right? The guy fucking got killed. People like, he committed suicide. Yeah, look at the room he committed suicide in. Not possible. Not even for a moron on a bad day did he kill himself in that room. So, again, guys, big problem. But every time someone wants to address it, and you notice how Hollywood doesn't address it. Hollywood doesn't address it at all. They want to address Black Lives Matter. They want to address Trans Lives Matter, gay rights, but they don't want to address Save the Kids. Why is that? Night Reaper. No, I curse all the time. So in case you're new to this channel, fuck shit piss. I say that just to get the day going. And then I curse pretty much every fucking bit of the way. Yeah, I know about fucking Washington being a Freemason dickface. What does that have to do with the fuck we're talking about? God. It's like you lost the argument. Now you're trying to like hang on to every word and pick out what I say. Listen, retardo. Go, whatever. Hang yourself or some shit. Go play in traffic. That's even better. You can go play in traffic. I'll meet you there. Go play and I'll see you later. Not going to get what you want. Thank you, Julie, clearly. Thank you for that one. That was pretty good. Yeah, listen, for those of you that don't know, I fucking curse, guys. Thank you, the milkmaid. It's called free speech. It's what we do. And we talk what's on our mind. We say what's on our mind, sorry. And that's what it is. And yes, this is not a family channel. So guys, I know some of you people are like, I like my kids to watch you, but you curse too much. You better get your motherfucking kids used to cursing. Because guess what, guys? When your kids go to fucking school, look who they learn cursing from. Fucking 6, 7, 8-year-olds are sitting in a corner in school, like during their lunch break, all huddled around saying fucking curse words because it, you know, they get excited. They're like fuck, and then they all laugh and giggle like retards, right? And then they'll say shit, piss, and then they laugh and scream again. They're learning the cursing at school. So stop with the, you know, don't curse on YouTube, because we have fucking transgenders and drag queens singing on Nickelodeon, and you're worried about my cursing. Please, enough. You know, it's my cursing is not going to affect your kids' fucking psychology. Sorry, right? It's not going to affect them. But whatever, man. Listen, I get it. I get people don't like the cursing. That's, you know. And then someone says, watch your fucking mouth, Night Reaper. See, another troll who, listen, Night Reaper, do yourself a favor, stick tampons in your ears. That's all I can tell you, man. Because a lot of you guys that don't like cursing, you are bitches. I'm sorry, I have to say it. For people that don't like cursing, they're like icky when someone says fuck, and they're like, oh my god, why he curse? You're a bitch. Because in this world, people curse. In this world, when the shit is on, they're not gonna say, oh, you don't want me to curse while I fucking, you know, shoot at you or kill you? Grow the fuck up, people. Seriously. Your kids are gonna fucking learn cursing from school. They're not gonna learn from you, but they're gonna learn from their fucking schoolmates, their classmates. Maybe a teacher if they piss the teacher off, you know, bad enough. You know? But you're definitely not gonna sit there and then tell me, please stop cursing. Eat a dick. That's me saying no in a nice way. But anyway, thank you, Fraser, right? Don't be a bitch. Guys, this is the world we live in. If we can fucking sit there and worry about everything else, cursing is the last thing on this planet you need to be concerned with. What you need to be concerned with is getting your fucking ass ready for whatever might be coming and, you know, grow a pair of fucking balls. Change your tampons out, men who don't like cursing. Change your tampons. Fucking be a big girl. Put your fucking over-the-shoulder boulder holders on, all right? And fucking move on. Forget about the language. Because the language, if you are weakened by language, you're weak. If somebody can curse at you and you fucking don't like it and you start bleeding from your ears, you're weak. All right? So, moving right along. Thank you, Kerry John. And listen, I love cursing. That's the other thing. I'm pretty sure I curse in my sleep, but that's not the point. The point is, thank you, Bishoy. Do not be a snowflake. Yo, the Snowflake song by Tom McDonald. I heard the song. I thought it was pretty. Cool. It was interesting. By Tom McDonald. But anyway, guys, I think we're almost at the time. We're almost at the hour time. Yeah. So I think I talked about Juneteenth, right? I talked about the what the fuck was the beginning we were talking about? My God, I actually forgot what the fuck I was talking about tonight. But anyway, it's not the point. The point is that there's a lot of shit going on, and we need to stay abreast of what's going on. I think things like Juneteenth, Black Lives Matter, white men being fucking a national security threat to America, I think that's all a distraction. All a distraction. So we need to stay focused on what's going on. Now, the Kryptonian, I will give you that about being distracted and both sides playing us. I'll give you that to a degree. But there's so much distractions, we should talk about them just as a conversation, but we should stay focused on what we need to stay focused on, and that is us making it through whatever the fuck is coming. Because I don't know. Now, Javon Brandon, what about the evictions? Listen, the evictions thing, they kept the eviction moratorium. Am I saying that right? Sorry if I'm fucking it up. That was supposed to happen like 8 times already. And now we're fucking in July or June and nothing has happened with it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the whole eviction thing. I like to say it's going to be bright. It's going to be bad if it goes unchecked. That's for sure. I think that it's definitely going to turn into a big a big situation, because it'll be like the Great Depression. All right, 1929 moratorium. Thank you, Ronan Snow Tiger. All right, so the eviction moratorium, if that turns into a thing, you're going to see a lot of motherfucking homeless people on the street, guys. It's going to be like the Great Depression in 1929. So that's something to, again, keep abreast of and make sure you're not one of those people who might be getting evicted. Hopefully, you guys are going back to work. Angels arrive. Eviction September 2nd. Right. Okay, so Angels arrived. Eviction is September 2nd, but they're probably going to move that again to December or January 1st. They keep moving the dates. I mean, someone said it's inevitable. And I guess they're right. If you keep pushing the dates, yes, then it's inevitable. Then when the fucking bottom drops out, homeless people everywhere. You know, I'm like, homeless people for all my friends, because they're going to be fucking all over the place. They're going to be in places you didn't think of. If this happens, I don't see it not happening. I just don't know when it's going to happen, because they keep pushing the date. It could be another 2 years from now. All right? So, eviction. Angry. I really like to talk to you about the UFO psychops. Really important. I have proof. Kryptonian, you have my email. Just email me, please. And we can talk about it. And we can talk about it over that. About the whole UFO thing. Because I did do a UFO conspiracy theory video for members only on the Angry Prepper channel. But if you want to entertain me with that, by all means, just email me. I don't have a problem reading it. All right, guys, so we are at the hour mark. We have way more people than I thought were going to be watching this tonight. And again, guys, like my wife says, I am here for your entertainment, but I'm also here for conversations. And I don't get upset. I just like ripping into people when I get the chance. Because some of you people, you make it easy for me to rip you apart. But FTW nil. The email is angrytruth77@gmail.com. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Because I wanted the angrytruth@gmail.com, but some asshole took it before me. But it should be angrytruth77@gmail.com. So just hit me up there. Also, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Even if you fucking hate me, switch that fucking thumbs down to a thumbs up. Right? Or just continuously hit the thumbs down until you get to your desired number of 10. Right? Whatever that is. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you, Kryptonian, for waking me up. I really didn't want to do this live stream tonight. And then you woke me up, so I appreciate that. Other than that, guys, appreciate it and good night.